Let's talk to you. Let's talk about the monkey. The monkey, it's called money. Yes. Well, the rich ape just stole my attorney's badge. Mind if I get that back? I'll see what I can do. Even I have money problems. Jesus. Huh? Whenever Money sees something shiny, he takes it back home. Haha, that's pretty funny. Well, I guess I'll just have to find out where Money disappeared to. I think that's your best bet. You should probably ask Uncle Mo. He might know. Huh? You don't know? Well, Money isn't exactly someone I'm on friendly terms with. What? He's not really the kind of animal I work with, even if he does need taming. I see. Go to Moe's. Can I not? I guess it is time that I revisit that kooky clown. Do you mind telling us a bit about Ben? Ben? You mean the guy that is always hanging around with Trilo? Yeah. What do you mean hanging around? Well, he was there when Trilo told me that he was in love with me. Trilo told you he was in love with you? Yes, he did. Kinda cute, don't you think? He's so smart and he's such a wonderful singer. I love him. But what about Ben? What about Ben? He's got nothing to do with me loving Trilo. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of the circus. Regina, you were proposed to, weren't you? Proposed to? Nope, that won't be for a while. Really? That's strange, isn't it, Nick? Yeah, Max and Trilo both said otherwise. They said they asked for her hand in marriage. Ah, but Max only talked to the ringmaster about it. I forgot about that. He asked the ringmaster for her hand, not Regina directly. So I guess Trilo hasn't asked her directly yet. What? He's going to propose to me? I'm so confused. How about you, Maya? What? Who do you think I should go for, Max or Trilo? Neither. Wait. You do realize that Trilo is a puppet, right? Huh? I don't care that he's a bit stiff. Oh boy. And that's enough talking for the day with you. Let's go to the lodging house. Let's go fucking talk to the goddamn clown. Detective Gumshoe took off already. Yep, just leave him alone for a while, okay, Maya? I'm sure he just got lonely and headed back to the precinct. Poor Gumshoe. Let's go to Moe's room. Oh my, if it isn't Mr. Right all the time. It's alright to be wrong every now and again, right? See, Nick, it just took a while for the joke to find its audience. So what can I do for you? Did you remember a good joke you wanted to tell me? Pull up a chair, or maybe just pull my finger and let me have it. We're gonna get the same sound effect either way, aren't we? How do you know I put a whoopee cushion on the chair? You really know what it takes to be a clown, don't you? Why? So about Regina. Regina is such a pure, innocent child. She's such a cutie, too. She's not that good. She was born and raised in the circus, you know. Kind of delusional. But that means she doesn't really know much about the outside world, outside the big top. Sounds like Pearlie. For her, every child's dream of the circus is their everyday reality. She lives in a dream world. Every day she sees dancing wild animals, men flying in the air, and one very funny clown. The funny thing is that all seems normal to her because it is her everyday life. Yes, that explains why she thinks she can marry a ventriloquist puppet. Don't ask me if her reality is a good thing or a bad thing, though. A clown sees life simply without complications. Let's talk about the money. Have you ever heard of a monkey named Money? Oh, yes, Money. He stole my attorney's badge. Well, Money does love shiny objects. It makes sense that he'd swipe your badge. But under no circumstances can you chase after him. Because it's bad to chase Money? Why is that? Oh, I know, you don't want to get involved in any monkey business, right? Exactly! Bravo! Bravo! Enough joking around, though. Money isn't considered a member of Regina's family. Then who does he belong to? I'll be happy to take you to where his owner is staying. You mean right now? Of course! Shall we go? Should we go with him or now or wait a while? We're going with Mo so we can get away from him. The more I'm around him, the longer I'm away from him in the long term. This is it! What's wrong, Mr. Aride? I can't breathe. Don't be such a wimp. You only had to climb 2 flights of stairs. It's just 2 flights of stairs, right? Really? It's 2 flights of stairs, Phoenix. Suck it up. Anyways, this is the place. Acro's room. Acro. He's an acrobat. It seems like he's not around today. Acro did it. He jumped out the window, hit him, and climbed back up. That's a big pile of junk over in the corner. I don't think it would be wrong to assume that Phoenix's stuff is over there, too. Just be careful to make sure you've got the right stuff. Thanks, Mo. See you later. Money has been added to the court record. Money actually killed What's-His-Face. We're gonna examine everything else here, though. He's got a barbell. Look around, everything he's got is for the upper body training. Wait a second. These are the same machines I see on TV all the time. Hey, Nick! What? I don't have this one. This barbell here is a new model. Don't overdo it, Maya. You don't want to end up a muscle woman. This bed is incredibly well made. It's almost like a maid made it up. Even the laundry on top of the bed is folded perfectly. Nick, there's nothing unusual about that at all. It's how things are supposed to be. Can't a man respect another man for doing something said man cannot do? No, if anything, he didn't sleep in the bed. Which is why it's pristine. It's a monkey calendar. Whoever is in this room must really love monkeys. Maybe a little too much. I just realized that a year is almost over. Amazing how time flies. It's been one wild year, especially the last part. Well, we still got one last person to help this year, Max. Hey, the net's ripped. Monkey must be prone to breaking things. He's hardcore. The net looks fine to me. You really think that he plays basketball? I think so. Monkeys live life above the rim, you know. Maya, I'm going to leave you here. You're joking, right? You think that the monkey has got a proverbial game? Of course, that monkey doesn't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Oh my god. Maya, I don't like you enough to not leave you here. Well, prehensile tail is might be an unfair advantage. Not really, because you can pick the monkey up and throw it. Holy cow! There's a fork and a mirror. Everything's shiny. There's even a really cheap looking knockoff wristwatch. Look at this, it's a trophy. It's really heavy. Nick, I found it, your badge, it's right here. Attorney's badge item has been returned. Thanks, you really saved me, huh? What's the matter? Did you find something? Yeah, check this out. It's a ring. That is a ring, probably the one Max got. There's something engraved on it, from T to R. Never mind, Trilo to Regina. Well, I think it's about time we wrap up our investigations. Do you think we'll win in court tomorrow? Who knows, even I can't imagine what kind of testimony will come out tomorrow. I'm guessing Mo will be a witness in court tomorrow. Please, no, Mo and maybe the puppet. Don't worry, Nick, no matter what, we'll still get we've still got a magician on our side. That's good, because we might need some magic tomorrow. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. You're going to sit your ass down in the bench and not move an inch. Please and thank you. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Tell him you can't fly, so you could not have possibly not left footsteps. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously? December 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Hey, Von Karma, how's it going? And now the case on one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Jones. So, wasn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope that you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Wright. That's what you said last time. That worked out great for you. Huh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. So when I win here again, is that gonna be legit or is it gonna be another not legit one? Just asking for a friend. It did not count, do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last night. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. The prosecution is finished. Let's hurry up and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up here now. Okay. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers gathered in the Big Top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Recover a murder weapon? I see, he was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. Thanks for giving it to me now. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal, maybe about an inch and a half off the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing? Maybe I have to, like, present that photo. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot, Regent the tiger was there too. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. What about the acrobatic? Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know where that they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us about the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us about how the victim met his end? What's in the wooden box? Wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Wooden box added. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. What about the contents? You mind telling us what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper. Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box. Wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Something to do with the tiger? According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it was something that the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has a kind of mean sound name to it. Such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Ms. Von Karma, call your next witness. I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. Wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Oh, God. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I am employed as an opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman from Triloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with the song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? Von Karma's gonna break that doll in half. He had a good rhyme. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. I'm so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know what? You know that your nose is the real reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrity must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ouch. You don't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. That's actually a fair point. You really won't get anywhere. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica headed towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? Not enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, how couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Watch that. Here's absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well, done. Miss Von Karma, your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. The clown, you're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about the old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise, his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way kneeling over for good. Poor guy. We don't have any chance, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. And what happened? What do you do then? I went over to the plaza to do some thinking. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup. Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers. Nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Could you put any more dense all together now? Could you be any more dense now? Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort in preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Cirilo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There's only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. If he was literally the only one to go over there, wouldn't that mean there is no victim? There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Ben only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, mister? That's the victim. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just at the witness, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage, I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move on along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Of course he does. Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore. Probably not. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m. So you hung around the lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you'd just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? You said we were waiting for someone. Give me proof. Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhand theories. It's not a theory. Well, actually, it is a theory, but it's not offhand. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright? Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? This would be Regina, actually. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid him a second thought. That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene. Ow. There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. All right. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true I was waiting for Regina. Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quest, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? I'm telling you, it's the fucking puppets.